morning, it's Anne McDowell, Freedompreneur, and coming to you on day 4 of my 30-day video challenge. Today we're going to be talking about fear. Now, fear can be an acronym that can stand for fantasized experiences appearing real. So, in other words, fear can be based in either real or imaginary occurrences. And the thing about fear is that often we limit ourselves because of the fear of something going wrong, the fear that we have about, failing or not being a massive success. The thing about fear is it's such a limiting belief system. Now, you may have been brought up as a child to think that, anything's possible, and it is. But you also might have been conditioned to think that, life is tough, everything's difficult, money's hard to come by, all of that sort of thing. And that's a limiting belief that can carry with you through your adulthood and limit who you can become and your potential in this world. Fear is something that you need to overcome, and I've developed my own saying of feel the fear and do it anyway. And I've had that saying to myself for 15 years. And I really look at that and I think to myself, okay, well, what am I actually frightened of? Is it that I'm frightened of what other people think, what other people say, what other people do as a consequence of, or, thing about what I'm doing? And then I think to myself, well, why am I giving them so much power in my life? Why am I saying that their opinion of me matters more than my opinion of me? And I think to myself, well, that's just crazy thinking, because at the end of the day, they don't pay my bills. They don't have that much of an influence over my life. And at the end of the day, I can't control what they think anyway. So I've decided to really forget other people's opinions. Like, of course, take them in, not being arrogant, but take them into consideration, if they have more wisdom in a certain area than I do. But in terms of stopping me from doing things, no, I don't allow that to stop me from doing things, because I think this is my life. I'm the driver in this car of my life, not the passenger. So I want to be able to control what happens, it happens in my life. And that's not being a control freak, although perhaps I have a tendency to do that on occasions. But the thing is, I'm determined. People see that as being controlling, but it's more about being determined about succeeding. So what I also condition myself to do is also condition myself to think positively and think I'm going to succeed, not that I'm going to fail. And too many people think of the failure first, and they're like, oh, well, what if I fail? What if I lose money? Well, if the worst comes to the worst and that happens, then you just pick yourself up and you start again. Richard Branson failed twice in his businesses. As a young teenager and into his early young 20s. He failed twice. And look at him today, because he didn't let fear get in the way. And failure really is just a thing that needs tweaking. It was a system or an idea. It didn't quite pan out, and it just needs tweaking in order to get it to where it needs to be. So if you're looking down the barrel of any kind of adventure or any kind of move that is different to your life and you're a bit fearful of it, then I think you need to really look at why you're afraid and really understand whether that is a real or an imaginary feeling, whether it's a real or imaginary occurrence, whether you think you're going to fail, therefore that's self-fulfilling prophecy and that's what will happen, or if you think you're going to be succeeding. So really think on the fear, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this tomorrow, in tomorrow's day 5, because it's such a massive topic that I think it deserves a second day. So I'm going to end up for today. Think about whether your fear is imaginary or based in reality. Okay, I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye now.